Hello, my friends from around the world. This is Professor Hank talking to you about COVID and a tale of two cities in the same neighborhood. Yes, in the same neighborhood. Yes, this both is part of Sunset. We have a large Chinese community and a large, basically, Caribbean or community. Dominican and Ecuadorian as well, which I know is not in the Caribbean, but all Dominican and Puerto Rican. And today we're going to walk through the Latino community, and we're going to see the differences. We're going to see some wonderful things. We're going to see some things that are very concerning. Both. Here we go. Here we go again. We are now in Brooklyn, walking on 7th Avenue. Post office is open. Look at that. That's great. It's getting hard to remember what day of the week it is, huh? Been out of work so long. Let me mention this while we were filming Brooklyn. That problem with Zoom I was aware of. The organization I work with took administrative privilege on my home computer. No company has a right to do that. It was not in any contract I signed or any agreement. No. Now, of course, there's problems with Zoom. Zoom is really a good system if you want to hook up with 5 or 6 of your co-workers, people that you know, people that you trust. You can use Zoom. However, you cannot use Zoom. You can't. If you're hooking up with hundreds of people you don't know. I mean, any one of them has the level of computer knowledge, half the level I have, can create problems. I understand people have been doing racial negative comments, all that on Zoom. Not really Zoom's fault. I mean, Zoom was set up with a specific idea in mind. The fact that it's being exploited by companies and organizations to perform way past its design limit, and to expect the employees to simply go along with that. Oh, look, here we go, another ambulance. Look at it, they're all over the place. Again, this is basically Chinatown. Fuzhou, wonderful people, great place to live. I grew up here. Yeah, many, many years ago, Lobscouse Boulevard, that's what we called it. There's even a book named after that, right? Jeg snakker norsk. I speak Norwegian and Zhongwan, huh? Chinese too. My Chinese isn't as good as it should be, especially my accent. Woo, my accent's awful, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But at any rate, this is Chinatown in Brooklyn. People are great, wonderful neighborhood. Same neighborhood I grew up in as a little boy. Wonderful place. And certainly less dangerous than any other part of New York City. Less dangerous, without a doubt. I don't worry about walking in this neighborhood. Nope. I like the people here, and I think most of them like me, although admittedly, I can be a bit of a, like all of us, we can all be a little difficult at times. Me too. But I don't have any difficulty with the people here because having anything to do with them being Chinese or me being a Norwegian American or them being Chinese Americans never came up. Don't understand it. Got this problem with that. Don't understand that. I noticed the garbage hasn't been picked up too much lately. I wonder whether or not they're actually checking to see if you're recycling right now. I would imagine that the workers at a recycling center are non-essential workers. And I don't think it would be wise to give people a job unless they had N100 masks or, yeah, N100 masks. I certainly wouldn't expect workers in a recycling plant, and some of my students have done it and explained to me how it's done out on Staten Island. No, I don't think we should be doing that right now. We really have to deal with this problem first. It's kind of like what they say, like if you go to Alcoholics Anonymous or Sex Anonymous or any of those. The truth is, Narcotics Anonymous, anyone. Put all your addictive problems or all your main problems in one basket. Your alcohol, your drugs, your sex addiction. You put that in one basket. When you solve that, the basket the rest of your life is going to be okay. Without a problem. Well, I can't say without a problem. Of course there'll be problems. There's always problems. Part of life. You got to deal with that. You don't need to go running around with 400 different partners to think that's going to make a excitement or something. In fact, I never understood that. It's like coming home to your door every night and using a different key or something, or opening a different door or something. When I go to my home, I want it to be the same place. I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, I'm old, I don't know. I was raised in the Christian tradition, yet I consider myself a Muslim, a Jew. Catholic, Protestant. I do. My children are my American children are technically Jewish. Their mother, daughter of an Orthodox Jew, it's transferred to the maternal line. Plenty of members of Islam in my family. Latinos, loads. I have 2 children who are Hispanic. So, you know, this is not, this issue we're dealing with this virus, it has nothing to do with race or anything like that. Nothing at all. It's a tiny little particle. Scientists even argue whether it's alive. So many scientists don't believe that viruses are alive. They're not sure. They're not sure. They think they may not be alive. There may be proteins collected together and they don't become alive until they connect with the DNA in your cells. It's quite possible. It's a transcription process. They transcript the DNA. This is an RNA virus, the COVID-19 virus. And look how quiet this area is. Now we move into a more, I don't know, I mean, I lived here too. I lived I just walked past the house I grew up in. Strangely enough, the number 666. Whoa, what a number for a building. Isn't that the devil's number? According to some. But at any rate, neither here nor there. The neighborhood's very, very quiet today. Very quiet. And you know, if you look up at the trees, you'll see spring is coming. The little buds are starting to form. Life will go on, with or without us. Now, the fact is, you need to see New York City the way it really is. And now we're going to go down to 5th Avenue, which is a very busy street, mostly in the Hispanic community, and well, what would I say? I would say the Caribbean community. Do I have Caribbean relatives? Quite a few, as well as my Spanish 2 children in Spain. That's different. But Caribbeans? Oh yeah, my niece, all her kids, yeah, lot. Lived in this community for years. The people from the Caribbean have made wonderful contributions here. They've been keeping the store open for everybody at the risk of their lives. A lot of good people here. This is kind of the trip through the Hispanic community. But let us take a quick turnaround here. And we see people standing out there without masks. From a distance, you won't be able to recognize their face, so maybe I'll black it out, I don't know. But I don't want to publicize anybody, but when a man practically my age is standing out there without a mask, he's a very brave man. Tiene valor, eh? He's really, really brave. Oh, and there you go, now you know where you're at. Here, look, here's another guy, no mask. No, but yet most, look across the street, there's a girl without it. Oh boy. But more people than you would think are now beginning to wear masks. Now I'm going to take a walk, I'm going to go all the way down. Yes, I'm going to go all the way down to 4th Avenue. You notice how many people are not wearing masks here? Huh. Yeah, smoking a cigarette, not wearing a mask. Whew. Man, that's dangerous. Not for me to say. People can do what they want. I'm glad to see that this nice mother is taking care of her child. Gracias por frotarme la máscara. No, very good. They're wearing the masks. Yeah, I speak Spanish. I speak a lot of these languages. That's not the point. The point is, are we being careful or not? And that's not being careful. And do I notice? I believe that guy's a former student of mine. Obviously of Asian descent. I'm not going to say the country man, but not wearing a mask. There's a girl right next to him, same area, not wearing a mask. Yeah, here we go, across the street, kid. You know, the reality of this here situation, and we need to really get this clear, is that the death rate among the younger people is much higher than among the older people. Much, much, much higher. Go talk to the insurance companies. Let's see if they're giving any more of those $15 a month for $1 million insurance or something. I highly doubt it. Why? Usually among 100,000 people, let's say 20 to 30, other than automobile accidents, which usually is covered by a separate policy, if young people die due to disease, or particularly an infectious disease, that's not an accident, it's a disease, right? And if 30 or 40 out of 100,000 die in a given month, extra, that's a huge increase. That's nothing at all like a bunch of old people in a nursing home, which incidentally I hate nursing homes. I don't believe it. Let me just show you here, over here. You see this here? Take a good look at this supposedly religious facility over here. I'm not going to let anybody see the name of it, but you can see the cross on the front of it. There we go. Look a little closer. There it is. Yes. Let me just say something about that place. We go Sunday. I saw 50 men out in front of that without wearing masks, men and women, coming out of a service around 12, 1 o'clock, middle of the day. Very, very sad. So afraid so many of these people are going to die, man. Most young people do not understand that it's killing many more young people than older people. Older people die normally. It's part of life. I mean, I don't like it. I'm getting old. I know I got to deal with it. But 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, hundreds extra every month in one state like New York. Oh no, that tells the actuary of the insurance tables are way up. Anybody not wearing a mask right now is crazy. And is also in violation, I believe, of New York State law. Although President Trump recommends a mask. He recommends a mask in the middle of a 1918 H1N1 type flu or bird flu, H5N3, what? He's walking around here, he's telling people, I recommend a mask. I recommend the scarf. Scarves don't work as well as masks, I'm sorry. Look, there was plenty of time to buy masks. There was no shortage. Some people did hoard. Yeah, they saw the opportunity to make a lot of money. I mean, that's not me. Right here, right on this corner here, we're looking at now. My ex-wife grew up in this building right here. Right here. Right on the corner here. And some very interesting and long stories today about that building, including her father's shooting to death a guy in front, right in that, right there on that story, right there. But I am not going to get into that right now. And he was not a policeman; he was a criminal. He was a felon, which is not a good thing to do. But it happened. What can I say? I see all the workers here now have been pulled off, but look at these people here in front of me. Can you believe it? No masks. No masks. Why not masks? Why not? Does it hurt to wear a mask? No. I gotta have my exercise and I gotta go to the supermarket. My refrigerator broke. You wanna believe it? During a time like this? Broken refrigerator? I got a broken refrigerator. But in this community, see people riding on the sidewalk? Go up there to the heavily Chinese area where I live. They're riding motorcycles on the sidewalk, and they always were, way before this. You know, in China, that's the way they have it set up. They have special paths for the bikes and the motorcycles on the sidewalk. In America, we don't. The Chinese riding on there, that's very, very wrong. Very, very dangerous. Now, let's see. They're doing some work putting in elevators, if anybody's left to use them. This is a really serious disease. Now, let's see. Why I came down here is to check on one thing. And look at that. The liquor store is open. Good heavens. Okay, I'm going to terminate this video because I don't know if they want me to make a video of them. I would doubt it.
Going out of his way to say something he didn't have to say, that he himself simply will not be following the voluntary guidelines.
The CDC is advising the use of non-medical cloth face covering as an additional voluntary public health measure. So it's voluntary, you don't have to do it. But this is voluntary. I don't think I'm going to be doing it. The masks, it's going to be really a voluntary thing. You can do it. You don't have to do it. I'm choosing not to do it, but some people may want to do it, and that's okay. It may be good. Probably will. They're making a recommendation. It's only a recommendation. It's voluntary.
On yourself is more to prevent you from infecting someone else. And if everybody does that, we're each protecting each other, because the data is it's more efficient to prevent transmitting to others than it is to prevent transmission to yourself.
Dr. Cass, do you think the president...
Okay, I walked in and asked them in the liquor store. Unfortunately, I didn't really check how long they're going to be open or whatnot. Perhaps I probably should have, but I didn't. But I can tell you one thing for sure. The difference between 4th Avenue, right, and the Chinese neighborhood on 7th Avenue is quite obvious if you just look down the street here. I don't need to go any closer, but nobody's wearing a mask, huh? Guy just walked into that liquor store. Nice young lady from China, Fuzhou, I believe. There she is, wearing a mask, gloves, everything. The young man goes in there to buy some, I don't know, whatever he's drinking. I don't care about that. That's up to him. I don't care what he drinks. I don't even care if they smoke marijuana or take other drugs. It's not my business. But it is my business when they go without masks. That is my business. Why is it when I go to 8th Avenue, I see everybody wearing a mask? When I go down here, I see nobody. You crazy? You don't have a mask on? You crazy? I gotta tell them, man, I don't care. I don't want them to die. I want to help them. I'm not being nasty or anything like that. We need to accept this new normal, huh? This reality is not good. I didn't want it. Nobody wanted it. People here didn't want it. It's mostly, like I said, a Caribbean community. And you've seen, your own eyes, how many people, including, I think those last two are Norwegians like me, people are not wearing masks. They've been lied to by the government. Check out Peak Prosperity. Go to their channel. It's the second most important thing. Everybody wears a mask. And they're right. Incidentally, these masks, I'm going to say it again, black particles larger from 3 microns and up. That's the same as an N95. The only difference is the N95 is form-fitted to your face. So you won't get infected through the sides or the corners, but sorry, COVID is 1 micron. Why do you think we're having so many medical workers being affected? They're being given insufficient protection. It's unbelievable. In the middle of a crisis, the government of the United States and of every other country is apparently lying to the medical people. All you got to do is read the specs on the labels. It's right there. Read about COVID. It's 1 micron. A 3 micron in length, 3 micron blockage on an N95 is insufficient to stop COVID from entering. Okay, I admit it's fitted to the face. You have a much less chance. It's going to help. If everybody finally wore a mask, maybe it's what they did in the countries that have had control over this. People refusing to wear masks. Many countries right now, they fine $5,000. Some of them are thrown in jail. I don't agree with jail, but I do agree with the $5,000 fine. Jail is no good because I was the director of computer programming for the New York City Correction Department, and having been in all the facilities, you go to jail now, even if you get ROR, released on recognizance, because they're doing this new bail switch. Thank God, because I was personally held for something I didn't do. 7 days for $1 when I had hundreds of dollars with me. But it didn't matter. That was just, well, what do you want to say, crooked cops? I don't want to go any further and comment on that. But, sad story. But not wearing masks now, people are insane. They're gonna die, man. It's killing more young people than old people. According to the actuarial tables, the number of young people dying from this disease is off the scale. It's really off the scale. You only have I'm gonna get the exact number. So many young people per 100,000 die in a given year. Here we're doing 10 times that every month of young people. People under 40, 30, 25. And they're still not wearing masks. Hey, look, there was a guy. You guys see that? I don't have his face, but wow, I don't want a black hat his face, but he was there. But there he is, collecting bottles. My God, going to hundreds of different locations and collecting bottles. Oh. You know how many of those people I've given money to? Particularly the white paws. That's grandma on the mother's side in Chinese. I've given them money and said, please, don't do that. Hand them a mask. No mask, no gloves. Collecting bottles, 5 cents each. Killing themselves. It's not good. It's not good. Now you'll notice the difference in the quantity of masks. Maybe it's an income thing. I don't think so. I don't know, so I'm not going to say. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Incidentally, I see exactly the same result in Midtown Manhattan. I had to go to a doctor on Wednesday, and I saw exactly the same thing. I saw every fool in Midtown Manhattan without a mask on. I couldn't believe it. Herald Square, 34th Street. Look at this. Young people think they're of course, it's killing more young people than any other group. We all know that now. And it really is, huh? You know, if you have, let's say, for example, the typical number of dead people among 100,000 young people might be I'm just going to give you a hypothetical. I'll give you real numbers later when I edit this. Maybe, let's say, 25 will die during the course of a year of 100,000. All of a sudden, it's 200 a month dying of young people. 20s, 30s, 40s. Any young person thinks they're invincible is crazy. They're the group that is most affected by this, much more so than the older people. You go to an old people's home, which incidentally I am absolutely opposed to. I think a family has a responsibility. There's one thing about living, when I lived many years in Spain, the Spanish people didn't do that. But look at this, here's a woman of my age, unprotected. Not even a scarf. I can't really understand this. I'm having great trouble understanding this. They really do. They have. The people here should be given a medal. They're doing a great job, the workers in this store. I always give the girls a tip because I know how risky this is. Always give the girls a tip, always. They're risking their lives to see that we have some food to eat. I don't need a lot. I just want to pick up a couple. I need some. My refrigerator broke. I can't overdo things. But I can take. You know what? I'm going to make it. I'm going to go. Canned milk. Where is that? See, they're well stocked with supplies. They're not. There's no shortage of supplies here yet. I really want to buy an ice cream, but I don't know that there's going to be any. Their ice cream here is good, fair price, very nice store. All right, let's just hope that I certainly hope that. No, I like the coffee. Is it? Yeah. I'll try one of these. My freezer seems to be working, but my refrigerator's not. All right, that's good. That's one. Now, let me see. I got a lot of canned food, but what I would like is more canned milk. And they usually have good prices here. This is a good store. Excellent store to shop. Look at all that meat, my God. I'm not much of a meat eater though. But I do like a can of beer. So I'm gonna buy 4 cans of this Beck's. Beck's very good beer. And look at the price, what a great price. 4 16-ounce Beck cans for $4.49. This store gives a great price. Pioneer, just there. Good. Ooh. There they go, Acaguro. Sold out. That's, got my hands full there with help. Got enough rice. Go right here.
Sir, I need you to step behind the line, please.
You got it. Actually, you need me to step further than that. Yeah, the studies show 8 meters, not 2 meters. I teach in a medical school. That's not true, that business about 8 meters. I'm sorry, my mistake.
Can you come here real quick? Okay, thank you so much.
I can get my, here.
Here, go ahead. Hi. I went to the deli, right? That accent, avocado, and the turkey and stuff.
Imagine that, 8 meters, and everybody's being lied to by the American government and saying 2 meters.
I don't think that was
Wow.
nice, because the
The
guy
first-
before me ordered silver stuff, and he did everything to the way he asked him. When it came to me, he didn't want to do it. I spent a lot of money in here.
Yeah, I just don't. Good store, though. This is a good store.
It's been like super busy on the last night, so I use.
That's not true, sir. There was only one
I guess I use a debit card.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah,
And
I
then I
use
told
one
him
of
forget it. He
the
said,
debit
yeah,
cards.
forget it. Like, what's wrong with you?
Wait a minute.
How come he didn't tell the guy that?
I'll talk to him right now. I'll go talk
Yeah,
to him.
that's
I got you.
Really, the boys should be wearing a mask. See, yeah, I do. I can take this. Yeah.
Okay. $41 right there. That's all right. That's all right, my dear. I gotta get it in the mint now. That's okay. I like
Girl,
it
a
here,
dollar
so
tip, but
please.
that's really not much of a tip. Considering she's risking her life by serving us.
He said he's gonna go tell us. No, yeah.
Young people really think they don't get it and die from it. There's been at least 5 young people in New York that have died from it. And it's only been here a month.
Does your goal stop?
Hey, scared.
Oh, no. Thank you so much. Okay, I always like coming to you because you're so nice.
You want an extra glass?
Cheers, man.
Huh?
Do you want an extra glass?
No, thank you. I got one.
Okay.
All the workers here are good.
Hi, how you
Yeah,
doing?
all right, good. How about yourself?
You're 21, right?
No, I'm younger than that. I got
Let
21.
me just see if I have to put some.
I haven't seen 21 in almost
did you wanna buy
half
a
a
bag?
century. I have a bag with me, but
Okay.
yeah, you keep that for yourself. Here, take that. Take
Thank you.
take that out of there.
Appreciate it.
Come on, yeah, you're working. My God, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. This store has been like a lifesaver to a lot of people in this community. It really has. And I'm happy. If I buy a lot, I usually give a couple of bucks. Especially now during this situation. It's only I only get an ice cream and a little one thing of beer. But I got a bag. I don't remember. Did I buy this yet? This is one of yours, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of them the other day because they're good. They're easy to carry and they're good. Okay? Okay. Yeah, come.
There
Okay.
you go, that's for you.
Gotcha.
It's $6.92.
Wait, I gave you 20, right?
They gave me a 20.
Yeah. Okay, and how? Oh, that's 5 and 5, 10. Yeah, that.
Yeah, it came out to like 13.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
It's not you. It's the.
Yeah, it's,
Oh yeah. The ice cream went up. But that's all right. My freezer's not working well. I'm gonna have to eat it maybe all today. Well, I can handle it, I think. Okay, it's nice. It's nice to have a little treat once in a while, especially during these times. Take care of yourself, sweetheart, huh? Cariño. Be careful, cuidado, huh? Oh, here's a quarter. Yeah. You know what? Let me put this one in here too. 17, you're good. Right in here. There we go. Ya está. Gracias. It's great being able to speak so many languages. Hey, no, I didn't work on it. Have a good day, my man. Take care of yourself. Be careful, huh? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is walk back to the Chinese neighborhood. Why is that? All you got to do is look at the video. Make your own decision why I'm walking back to and happy to live in the Chinese area. While I'm not getting anybody's faces, you see the Chinese people are wearing masks and protecting themselves, wearing gloves. That is not true of the Caribbean people. I don't know, maybe they don't have enough money. Look, I've tried to give people masks. They get nasty with them. Tell me they don't need them. And incidentally, that happened with all the communities in the beginning, back in January especially. Oh, I was the only one wearing a mask. Hey, I'm 69 years old. I have COPD, I'm a former smoker. If I don't wear a mask, it's kind of like jumping off a 10-floor building and hoping I'll be okay, right? No. Same thing with the young people today. They don't realize that if you look at these pretty flowers, huh? Daffodils are in bloom. Let's take a moment, aren't they? It's nice. Most of these trips, I've seen some beautiful flowers. A sign of spring, a regrowth of life. In the middle of so much tragedy. That to me is the part that really is the most difficult. It's to deal with the losses and the tragedy. Almost lost my son, my youngest American son. My ex-wife in Spain. She kind of cut me off, I think, from receiving any communication. She sure takes my money though. I'm paid up through August. But I don't know. I don't know if they're wearing masks in Spain. She won't answer me. Just takes my money. For all I know, maybe she got it and passed. And those kids should be with me. I have the money to support them. was a good father to my 3 kids. Well, whatever they may say, all kids have problems, but their parents. It's normal. Look, as we approach 6th Avenue in the beginning of the Chinese neighborhood, you'll notice very few people on the street. Nobody, actually, right? Which is amazing. Let's take a quick swing around. Look at that, even down towards 5th. A lot of people got the message in every community. The difference between the 2 communities, and I would put the Caribbean community equal with the average, typical American community. For some reason, they think USA is going to protect them from a virus. Work in the Herald Square area, all the Americans walking around there, no masks. Ridiculing me for wearing a mask, or even, I usually wear a face shield. I didn't wear it today. Weather's nice, and I didn't plan to spend much time near anybody, and I do have on 2 masks, and gloves, and they're taped. I mean, if you get unlucky, you're going to get this. In fact, in the end, let's be realistic. We're all going to get this. All of us. What matters is when you get it. That's why we have the whole thing, right? You can see another part of, this is another view of Brooklyn today. This one should be better quality because the camera's much better. Although I've been having some problem downloading with it. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I believe I can remove the flash drive and insert it directly into my computer and then paste it together. I have my editing software back. First couple of videos I made, my apologies, weren't very good quality, not so interesting. Filmed with the small little camera, which incidentally I always cover, like Mark Zuckerberg, the camera with the Band-Aid when I'm not using it to film. And occasionally I get these cryptic messages from the Norton antivirus saying, your camera is on. What? Camera is enabled. What? I didn't enable it. I didn't put it on. Now here, let's see, traffic. There's a bit of traffic on the street here today. Look at that. Also, there we go. There's a typical bicycle on the sidewalk. Riding bicycles on the sidewalk. Unbelievable. At least this one here has license plate on it. I know the time I got hit in Manhattan, guy just kept going. Ended up with a really bad cut to my lip. It's not the same place it was. To me, I mean, it hasn't changed in the last 3 months. I knew about this in the beginning of January. How anybody else didn't, I don't really understand that. How the president didn't, says China informed him on the 23rd. What do we have intelligence agencies for? I heard the Inspector General was fired without cause. Today. I don't know, that's a little surprising to me. What we need now is our intelligence services. Not so much this fire or anything like that. We need to keep track of where this virus is going, how it's spreading, who it's affecting, who it's killing. Are there any exceptions? Are there any groups that have come up with better or novel solutions rather than a novel coronavirus? It's quite possible there are such people. And I think it would be a good idea for us not to be eliminating our, see I got my gloves on here, eliminating our intelligence people in the middle of this crisis. I mean, that's only my opinion. What do I know? I don't have all the information. I'm sure President Trump does. So as our president, I must respect his opinion. Although I hear a lot of people on the news, what he calls the fake news. You watch those news conferences? Tell me about fake news. Whew. I leave that up to you to decide. Wow, that's a pretty big TV being thrown away. I wonder if it works. Why, huh? Maybe they're not throwing it away. I don't know. But usually, you know, a lot of the people from the Caribbean here, they will leave food, not food, they have books, sneakers. I saw a new pair of sneakers yesterday left outside. I wouldn't take it because of the disease. But other things like that, clothes, good clothes, very good clothes, very community-minded people. The people from the Caribbean help each other. And in that respect, I have a lot of admiration for these people. They're not wearing their masks. I don't know that this is the people his fault. This may well be Donald Trump's fault. I watched him today. He recommended a scarf or something wrapped around your neck. That's crazy. Come on, get real masks. Get them to the people. These are the people that hopefully will be able to vote in November, because there's got to be an election in November. I've said this before. Any attempt at no election in November is really going to be a problem. There will be civil unrest in the United States. Could even be a second civil war, huh? There's no way this guy can get away without having an election. I really like dogs. I don't go near a dog now. They can pick up fomites from anywhere, everywhere. On their paws, you could sneeze on them. Somebody walk by and pet them, and they have them on their hands, and wash their hands. And it sticks in their hair. It's true, it doesn't last that long on hair, according to what they say. Although nobody's really sure yet. Let's be honest. I don't know is the right answer to most of this. But if you pet a dog and they have fomites in their coat, which is what we call the fur on the dog, right? If the dog's coat has fomites in it and you touch him, and then you rub your nose or your eye, touch your mouth, oh boy, you got a problem now. You got COVID. That's very, very bad. Store's open on 56th Street, the Pioneer. Good price.
I just
Go. Okay.
Thank you.
She's wearing a mask. I don't know if you noticed it. The first guy he had the COVID cough, and he's out there with a mask on coughing. That is partly the responsibility of those presidential briefings. Seems to me the message that's coming from those briefings is very clear. You don't need to wear a mask, except if you are infected. Then wear a mask and go outside. Oh, they give lip service to stay inside. But no. Heard them today. Medical professionals actually saying things like, also in Canada, and in New York City's health person, that woman. You know, you really need a mask if you have a cough or a symptom. Wait, no, you don't. You don't need a mask then. You need to stay in your house. You don't go out if you have symptoms. Come on, what is this? What's going on here in America? The only time you go out with a mask is when you're not sick. If you have symptoms of the disease, you stay home and quarantine yourself. You don't put on a mask and try to cover it like that guy that just coughed all over the place. You noticed I walked much further away because the actual distance, according to the Chinese, is anywhere from 4.5 to 8 meters. That's how long. Probably in the open air, it probably isn't that bad. But I was very happy at that Pioneer Market that they were making everybody separate by approximately 3 or 4 meters maybe before you got in the store, and I think that was very good. Of course, I was there a few days ago. I didn't film it, but the NYPD were there getting ready to write the whole store up, having too many people in it and all crowding together. But they got the message, although although I believe I did stop the recording. I'm not sure if I didn't. The manager walked by and he wasn't wearing a mask. Very brave man. Now on 4 here, B&W Super Grocery, it's closed, right? Here, they had boxes and boxes and boxes of gloves. Right here. Up until the day before yesterday. Now I guess they sold them all out, so they're closed. But they had all kinds of gloves there. So there was no reason for people not to have gloves. And to tell people not to wear gloves is ridiculous. That I don't understand. don't wear gloves. What? Wearing gloves reminds you not to touch your face. And anyway, hey, look, let's get this clear. This is my apartment here. There's nothing wrong with touching your face. It's the mucous membranes that have the ACE2 receptor, not the skin on your face. So if you readjust your mask and you touch your face, you touch your cheek, no, just be sure when you get home you wash your hands and your face. Why aren't they saying that? Why isn't anybody saying that? Wash your hands and your face. At that point, I'm going to shut this off. I don't want anybody to know where I live. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.